So now let's continue crochet this background netting. So this row is finished. Now we have to complete this row so that it will look like that. The leaves will have look like a flower. And I will show you how to make this part, those two leaves, facing the right side. Because if you will crochet and will not do something very important, they will look to the opposite side of your work. So at first, when you finish this row, each row is finished with chain 12, or let's say we finish with single crochet, but new row begins with, it doesn't really matter. But in my pattern, in the written instructions, the chain 12 is the beginning of next row. Now, after that, we will crochet. If you look down here, we already have this part. Now we will crochet those two leaves. So first we crochet 12, chain 12, and now we will crochet 8 stitches for the leaf, and we will connect this leaf right in here where the chain 1 was. So chain 12 is completed. Now we're making chain 8 for leaves. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and we crochet the leaf. Single crochet, have double, 2 double crochet stitches, again double crochet, finish the leaf, the side of the leaf with half double crochet and single crochet stitch. And as we did before, the thread under the work or behind your chain, hook into the first stitch of chain 8 and make slip stitch here, and continue crocheting the leaf the way we did the first part, exactly the same way. Single crochet, half double, double, one more double, half double crochet and single crochet stitch. And into the tip of the leaf make slip stitch. So now come back to this part right here, and this is how your work will be. So when we crochet, go in this direction, we're actually facing the leaf with the right side. We need to turn it to the back. So what I do, I just remove my hook and reposition the hook in such a way that the thread, working thread, will be behind your work. And this is when you connect in the middle between the arch of two leaves. You don't have to worry about if the leaf is quite like behave this way. Still, it will turn into right way, especially after you will finish your work and you will block it and help your leaves to turn and lay the way you want them to be. But as soon as you made that turn of chain into the right, there's like a flip your leaf. That will be just perfect. This is what is actually needed for that pattern. Now our leaf is facing with its right side, the right side of the work, and the right side of the work is here. We are on the wrong side. Now after we connect it, again we make chain 8. This first stitch just slightly stretch longer. This will help us later also to turn our leaf to the right side. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And again making the leaf. 1, single, 1/2 double, 2 double crochet stitches, 1, 2, half double, single crochet. Again, the working thread under the work or behind it, and insert your hook into the first stitch of chain 8 and continue crocheting the leaf. Single crochet, half double, double, one more double crochet, half double crochet, single, and into the tip of the leaf, slip stitch. And now let's look again. So naturally your leaf will turn toward you with its right side. We need to flip it in order to connect here. So it will have to go like that, with your thread going behind, and then pick up your stitch again. And then make connecting to this part, to the middle of the arch, we will have to make, if you look at the pattern, we have to make the bar with drooping picot and top picot, chain 3, set of picots, and so on. So let's make one. 1, 2, 3. After that we make drooping picot, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hook into the first stitch of 5 stitches of chain, slip stitch, connect this drooping picot into a picot, again 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, connect picot with slip stitch, and slip stitch between both picots. Since I crochet very tight, it's not very easy to get into that stitch. I don't recommend to loosen up in your work. Crochet tight, it is important if you want your picots look neat. And here we are, we make slip stitch between, then 1, 2, and 3. The bar with picots are ready, and make sure this stitch, the leaf, is turning the other direction, and connect into the middle of the arch of 6 of the previous row. I always pick up two loops of the stitch so that the stitches will not be stretched. And again 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 stitches for drooping picot, insert hook into the first stitch of chain 5, pick up dropped stitch, make tight slip stitch here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 more stitches of a chain for picot, connect picot with slip stitch, next slip stitch between both picots, 1, 2, and 3. So here we are. Now this part will, if you will not block it, if you will not do anything with that, it will be like that, just moving around the way it wants. So when you finish your work, your netting, you wash it and then block it to the board with pins, stretching your your netting to give it a shape, the right shape, and at the same time you can even pin those leaves to make them lay in the way you need them to, so that they will be forced. You have to force them to turn into the right direction. And after that, steam it very well and let it dry. This is how the trick works. And then we continue crocheting exactly the same way as we did here. Now we will make, after this one, we will make chain 8. We need a leaf right here. So after chain 3, we make 8 stitches for the leaf. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Then single crochet, half double, and this will be exactly the same story here. We will again have to turn our leaf, force it to go into direction we need to go. So a second double crochet, again half double crochet stitch, single crochet, and slip stitch into the chain, but make sure that your thread behind your work. Slip stitch and continue with the leaf. Single, half double, 2 double crochet stitches, finishing with half double crochet, single crochet, and a slip stitch into the tip of the leaf. Now here we will have exactly the same thing to do. We have to connect, but make sure to turn this area so the thread, the working thread, will be on the back. Pick up your hook from the other side, and now we can connect with a single crochet stitch between the arch of 2 leaves. Make a single crochet here, and now we're ready again to make one more leaf. Again, stretch a little bit the first stitch, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Make the leaf again. 1 single, 1 half double, 2 double crochet stitches, 1 and 2, then half double, single crochet, and slip stitch, but don't forget to keeping your thread behind your work, turn it, make slip stitch, and continue crocheting the leaf. Single crochet, half double, then 2 double crochet stitches, 1, 2, again half double crochet stitch, single crochet stitch, and finish with slip stitch into the tip of the leaf. And now we again have this thing to do, the twist, forcing the leaf to go the right direction. So don't worry if they are kind of wobbly. So now again, turn this way, so that thread will be on the back. Pick up the stitch, and we will have to make another bar with stitches. 1, 2, 3, then drooping picot, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Reinsert the hook into the first stitch of the chain 5, slip stitch, and make top picot. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Close picot with slip stitch. Make sure to pick up 2 loops of stitch on a chain. Now another slip stitch between both picots. This is more important here, not to poke your fingers through with the sharp hook. It's also something to think about. Again, we made chain 3, and now we can connect to the arch below, right in the middle of chain 6. And you can see what happened. If I'll pick up one loop, the stitch will be stretched, and it will not look really neat when you finish your work. So pick up 2 loops, single crochet, and again 1, 2, 3, then picot 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is our drooping picot, so we drop the stitch, reinsert hook to the first stitch of chain 5, connect the 2 with slip stitch, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Connect with the slip stitch, make one more slip stitch that is between 2 picots, 1, 2, 3. So here all that will work much better. It will look exactly the same as here after you block your work. And now we have to finish this side. And for this side we have to make a long stitch that consists of 10 yarn overs. So make yarn overs 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now the trick for this long stitch, you want it to be nice, crisp and tight. So make sure that your yarn overs are next to each other. They kind of jammed together, moved together, not stretched on a hook. And now we will crochet the long stitch right into the last stitch, right here, or between the long stitch and the leaf of the previous row. And when you crochet the stitch, make sure not stretching anything. So you inserted a hook, pick up thread, pull it through that stitch, then crochet by multiples of 2, stitch and yarn over. And you see I really tight, I'm not stretching anything. Again, stitch and yarn over, and continue crocheting the stitch to the very end, multiples by 2. When you allow those stitches to stretch, then the stitch will be too long. If you are loose crocheter, if you crochet very loose, try to practice to crochet tight. But if this happens that it's too loose, then you'll have to have, instead of yarn over, 10 yarn overs, you can probably go with 9 or even 8. It's all depending on your tension. Somehow I made it a little bit too stretched, so I can finish. If you see that this is happening, you can come back and actually finish the 3 stitches together here. This is will work. And that's it. This is how you work this last row and how you turn your leaves into the right direction. And again, after you will finish, wash your lace, piece of lace, block it with pins, and turn in those leaves the way you need them to be. You train them and train your thread to be in a position you need it. That's it.